Hello again, everyone. So I'm about to pull this dash apart, and I'm actually going to paint it similar to my 91 that I used to have. A lot of people that have known me for about a couple of years or more now. My 91, which was a right-hand drive, sold it to a guy in South Australia that had a full cream interior, and it came out really nice. It does look good. I'll put some pictures, I'll find a picture of it and share it in this video. And I think it's time to make this all tan, beige, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be probably similar to this color here, and I'm going to do it myself. Just using some vinyl paint, good prep, and see how we go. I'll pull it apart and come back. Okay, I've done this numerous times, so just want to maybe take the opportunity to document this. So there is a 1/2 inch right there. There are screws here that come off. I've taken this vent off. So there's a screw here. There's another one here which takes the bezel off, and I'll show you that bezel, which is this bad boy. This cover comes off, and the next stage is undoing this and taking this compartment off. Okay, and there's, not sure if you can see that, there's a screw there, there's a screw there. So these are coming off next, and I'll give you another one which happens over here. Okay, so the console's out, so these all need to come out, and don't yank on this, because there is one here and there is another one back here, otherwise you'll break it. And then you basically take it out gently, and be mindful there is a switch here, and you will break it very easy. Okay, there is a long enough lead for it to come out, and this is what you're left with, and this is with the console out, or the vent, not the console. And yeah, this is all the ducting behind it. You see why the right hand drives are not done properly. Look at all this factory ducting. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's the way it's supposed to be. Nothing rattles. It's even got all these strips for any potential. So this is the wire for your glove box switch. Next, I'm going under here. I'll get my lights, sorry guys. Mind my legs and feet. So there are screws here, as you can see, and that also has a connector for the light. So I'll take that off now and come back again. Okay, the cover's off, as you can see. See that screw, a couple of those screws. Just be careful when you're yanking on this. This has a spot where these go into this little nipple here. Alright, so don't yank on it, just simply go in here and release it from this little nipple, and then it sort of drops down, and these are velcroed on. Alright, so you can pull this carpet away, so which is not a problem. Now come to this, take this console out. I'm not really gonna probably take it all out, just enough for me to play around with the upper part of the dash, but I may have to because this piece is bolted internally, so I'll show you that soon. I'm just going to take these vent screws out. There's one there, there's another one over there, right there. So got to take this bad boy off and come back to you shortly. Okay, the vent's taken out, right? And over here, this bad boy comes out as it has these tabs. It's basically in here, right? So this edge, you sort of push this forward, okay? So you go forward and it releases itself. And when you're pulling it out, there is a sensor on there. Just be mindful not to yank on it. It's actually clipped in there, and this little bad boy. So I'll show you the clip. That's the clip, an edge clip that keeps it in place. Okay, so there is a way to pull it out. Don't just yank on it. And let's move on to getting this out. The way this bad boy comes out is there is a 7mm there, and I'll have to release this as well because it actually gets captured. You see there's a little nipple right in there. This sits in there. There's another one down along in here as well, which I'll show you soon. So let's get to it. Okay, next one. There is a screw there. There's another one there. And there's a screw there and there. These will have to be released. And let's get to it. Alright gents, I've got it out. Just a note. Where's my torch? Well, when I put these in, I didn't put connectors, so I'll be putting connectors on them. But this, there's one more 7mm that needs to come out of here, and that's about it really. There's nothing really to it. This has taken me half an hour. I timed myself. Very quick on a left-hand hook. I'm gonna stop the video because I can't pull this out, and I'll show you the whole thing sitting on top of that engine there. Okay, well, here she is, all in all its glory. Very easy. In the previous one of the clips, I mentioned, you know, to take out screws here, but you don't need to. Unfortunately, this piece is broken on mine from the previous owners. They've obviously done something stupid. These are still intact, so there's a screw point, or this is not a screw, this actually clips in, but I have to screw it. This is a release screw, that, and all of those. These, don't forget the two that are here. And I'll just try and move this. And there's screws there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you the nipple that the bottom gets hooked onto. It's this bad boy here. Be careful. I mean, this won't really break. It's quite thick, but the tab on the hush panel, which is there, these are very thin. Mine's still in pretty good nick, so they can break quite easy. So this is about it. Only half an hour job to take the top off. I was thinking of getting this done and recover it, but it's going to cost a fortune. And what if it gets nicked and stuff? So I'm going to paint it, give it a good wash with hot water, and that's it. This is the same scenario. This comes out the same way, and except the bottom, the passenger hush panel is part of the dashboard, so it comes out together. So let's go. I'm thinking of leaving these black just to break up the dash, and I'll have to pull this apart nice and gently if I can and see how we go. But yeah, overall that's it. If anyone's interested, I drilled holes for the tweeters there, and obviously one there. These just pop out with no problem, see, just like that. And this one just pops out just like that, and then you're just left with holes. There you go. If anybody that was interested, that's how they roll. Okay, let's pull the rest out. Give you an overview. So this is a left-hand drive from factory. Okay, I can tell you I've had several right-hand drives and they do not look like this behind the dash. You know, especially this. I'm going to show you this. Mine was a nightmare. See all this bulk? This was all chopped up and just butchered on my previous 91. I had to do all sorts of things to make it work. So while I'm here, see, everything's really solid. Just be careful with these things. They have tabs here. They break easy. My green one was broken, so I had to buy this whole panel, mate. It's 160 bucks US. So while I'm here, I will double check everything, make sure nothing's rattling, and I'll try to pull this piece off and take that out so I can paint that as well. Come back to you soon. Alright everyone, so I've got everything out. There are screws, where is it, here, and there's one there. This takes basically this wraparound, and there is a screw right there. So be careful of this piece. It's only plastic and it overlaps this, and that's how it's bolted to it. And this just really comes out. There's a little tab here that I have to overcome there, and there's one back there as well, and I believe there's a screw here, that black panel there. So I've unbolted these. There's one in that corner, there's one over there, there's one over there. Just grab this bolt and the seat's out. So yeah, just trying to do things properly. I probably could have masked all this up, try to paint this piece inside the car, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll mask this off, this bit outside. So from here on, it'll be all wraparound, all beige looking. Sorry about my finger there. But this is what a stripped out dash, partial strip, I guess, looks like. Come back soon. Well, there you go. That piece there is out. There is a screw right there, and there's one right there. So that's really about it. Okay, and time to get these bad boys all ready for painting, and should have a really nice transformation. I'll probably re-glue this down a bit more. I think the previous glue I used wasn't really the best, hasn't really stuck, so I might have to look into it and do it a lot better. There's a screw hole there. So yeah, it's coming along. We'll give it a crack, eh? Come back to you with a finished product. Alright, I said I was going to take this latch off. Okay, so because I don't want to paint that. Basically, you've got screws here, screws there, there, and really that sort of comes out. This bit is sandwiched in there, comes out, don't lose your screws, and then this retaining clip comes out, and you push this bad boy like that. As we all say, Bob's your uncle. So I've got 3 pieces to paint. Hella fucking lujah. Alright, catch you soon. So I've just masked this up, just so I'm going to wash it now, and don't want the carpet to basically get wet. And yeah, these are going to be washed thoroughly with soapy water. I won't bother showing that, it's really self-explanatory. Give it a good wash, give it a primer adhesion spray over it as well, and I'm going to probably do a white base coat so I can get as close as possible to this color here, because I think if I start with the black's going to be way too dark, way too dark, and that's not what I'm looking for. So let's start the painting. Okay, I've got my little homemade table here, so I'm about to start this dash piece first. So this has got plastic adhesion, pretty much a primer for plastic and vinyls, so it promotes the paint to stick on it. Yeah, everything's pretty much taped up. I'm going to give it a first coat of white so I can achieve something similar to this, as close as possible, in between, you know, yeah, trying to get as close as possible to these shades. Alright, come back soon with a white dashboard. Okay, back again, here it is, several light coats. I would say, I think I did 3, wasn't really keeping score, but this is basically it. I shot the edges first, all around, and then just went along, so you could see it's actually nice and dry now. It was tacky before, it's beautiful. So I'll go ahead and shoot it with the color now and give it a crack. See how we go. Come back soon. Okay, black. From black to white. It's coming up now. And it looks great. It looks really good. The camera shows it a little bit lighter, but it's not much different, and it's a touch darker, which is what I was going for. It's coming up good. This is, I would say, probably 3-4 light coats, and it's covering really well. It's coming up really well. Now, you can see there's white patches still. So my next 2, maybe 3 coats will be quite heavy, medium to heavy. I won't say heavy. Last thing I want is runs on a vinyl dashboard. It'll be a prick to clean and repair. So it's come out good. Just a quick update for everyone, and can't wait to put this back in the car. This sort of look gives it a really nice prestigious feel. Like I mentioned before, I had the same color in my 91, but I had somebody do it, and I've struggled to find someone to do it this time round, and for a reasonable price. So I'm getting off my lazy ass and doing everything myself now. Well, I used to anyway, but finding people are really disappointing me with some interior work, so I'm going to do it myself. Alright, come back and show you the final coat on it. Catch you soon. Okay, here's the finished product. 2 medium to heavy coats. We'll get close up. I don't see any white base left anymore anywhere, but I will let it dry a little bit more. It's only been 5 minutes, and I'll come back and give it another, maybe with a torch, suss out if there's any spots. But it's come out really good, very well. Here's a close-up for anyone that wants to see. It does come out good. Light coats, 3 to 4, good coverage, and then 2 medium to heavy coats just to cover it up. Yeah, I do have my glasses on, so I really can't see any white spots, which is good. So yeah, it's coming up, and I'll prep this up as well. Painted the underside and the glove box lid. We'll get a lick of paint as well and do 2 more pieces. So far I've used 1 can, and I think I may have to buy 1 more can. We'll see how we go today if I run out. Get some more tomorrow. Happy days. Come back soon. Alright, this is with the carpet off, or the masking off the carpet, I should say. And so you can see it. The contrast is good. It's not extreme difference, and should come out really nice. I did go over it with my trusty old LED torch, and not that this is a good way to show you, but it's definitely, there's no white base coat anywhere, and there's some really good coverage everywhere. Yeah, really happy, really wrapped the way it's come out. It's time consuming, but hey, some things are best done slowly without rushing. This is 1 coat. Underneath is already painted on the edges. So just going through the motions with this one. Catch you soon. Okay, and here's the finished product. So I put the covers back on to get a more uniform finish, and the last coat is I would say a little bit more heavier, and this is the result. So I'll just I'll come up a little bit closer so you can see. That's what it looks like. There you go. That's the cover. So yeah, if you're doing this with multiple pieces, just be sure to do your last couple of coats with pieces next to each other, and so that you can get a nicer finish and a more uniform looking. Otherwise, you know, they will look mismatched due to the number of spray coats, passes that you do. But when you do it this way, they all look the same. And this is the last piece on the floor. I also held this with my hand against this area here, so that I can sweep past it to give it a closest possible match. So this is the finished product. I just wanted to share my passion with everyone, and if it helps anybody, it is doable. It's only a 1-day job. Taking the dash out from start to finish, start recording, took me 45 minutes to pull this out of the car. It's not hard at all. It looks daunting because of the wraparound look, but it's definitely not. So hopefully I'll put this in tomorrow, and yeah, show you the finished put together piece. Catch you soon.